I do think we see a very different fight from Alex, being healthy, having the tape study of the first fight. Even though he's injured, he can take a lot from that. I hope he wins.
That was a close fight. I'm kind of leaning towards Ankalaev, but it's like, it's hard. Again, it's hard to count someone out, like knock someone out with one punch.
Go to war. It was kind of a, it was kind of a nothing fight. I
figured out the right blueprint, the right way to go about it, the right approach.
I am expecting Alexander Ankalaev to win this fight. I expect him to win this fight. I do think it'll be a different fight.
MMA legends are sharing their predictions for UFC 320 as Alex Pereira drops intense prep footage that has fans buzzing. Meanwhile, Dustin Poirier noted that seeing Alex Pereira labeled as an underdog is intriguing because Pereira has the power to change the course of a fight at any moment. Despite his new status, Dustin is backing Pereira to come out victorious in the rematch.
Alex being a underdog in any fight, I think is a good bet, because this guy can change the fight at any moment. You know, I honestly think Alex is going to get his hand raised. It might just be part of the mind games as well. These things are tough, man. These things are tough to put together and really find the pieces that make sense. But I just, for some reason, I think Alex is going to do it.
Building on that, Dustin advised Alex Pereira to maintain distance and stick to the approach that first carried him to the top of the division. He urged Pereira to focus on landing his trademark big shots, aiming for knockout punches, powerful kicks, and sharp knees to deliver damage and showcase what he does best.
I think Alex needs to keep the distance better, do what got him to be the world superstar we know. Keep the distance and look for those big shots, you know, look for those big knockout punches, look for those big kicks, those big knees, do damage, do what he does best. You know, similar to the advice I gave Gamrot, don't play the clinch game, don't get put up against the fence, don't let the time run off the clock.
On the other hand, Poirier advised Magomed Ankalaev to smother Alex Pereira and avoid staying in striking range in the center of the octagon. He suggested that Ankalaev should drag the fight into the later rounds, where Pereira's power and explosiveness begin to fade.
And that's what Ankalaev needs to do. I think he needs to smother Pereira. Don't be in the striking danger in the middle of the octagon. You know, just let him slow down over the rounds so where that power and that pop is a little bit less. You can see things coming a little better. That's what I think needs to happen.
Explaining further, Dustin revealed his reasoning for picking Pereira to win by pointing out that Pereira and Magomed have already shared the octagon once before. He noted that Pereira is now chasing his title back with hunger for victory and revenge, determined to prove that the last fight did not reflect who he truly is. However, Poirier acknowledged that Ankalaev is too dangerous to face without finding that fight-ending shot and predicted that this bout will end inside the distance with either a knockout or a technical knockout.
I just think he's danced with this guy before. He wants that title back, and he wants to win. You know, he wants revenge, and he wants to show that that wasn't him in the last fight. There's a lot of reasons why, and I just feel like he's too dangerous of a fighter to go in there and not find that shot this fight.
You think you see it inside the distance knockout?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a TKO or a KO inside the distance.
Additionally, Sean O'Malley stated that the first meeting between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev had been a very close fight. He praised Pereira's takedown defense as well as Ankalaev's striking, noting that Pereira's power must always be respected, but that fighters also need to be willing to step in and engage, which is what Ankalaev did when he landed clean shots.
I rewatched it recently, and that was a very close fight.
Oh wait, no, okay, I remember. I watched it.
Yeah,
it went to decision, right? And they gave it to, yeah, okay.
Magomed tried to take him down a couple times, some pretty good entries, and Pereira was stubborn, did not let him take him down, did a really good job defensively wrestling and I don't think he got taken down, just being fucking stubborn on the takedowns. And he did a really good job. Striking was very close. Ankalaev throws those beautiful shots to the body. He was landing some beautiful shots to the body, some twos to the old fucking tits. It's like, you have to respect Alex Pereira's power, but you also have to be able to fucking willing to get in there.
However, for the rematch, O'Malley revealed that he's leaning toward Ankalaev to win just like the first fight.
Cracked him good a few times. He almost dropped him at the end of the second, I believe. Then Pereira had a better third, and that was a close fight. I'm kind of leaning towards Ankalaev, but it's hard to count someone out, like knock someone out with one fucking punch. So I'm going to go with Ankalaev. Who you got?
In contrast, Brendan Schwab pointed out that the one important factor to consider is how badly Pereira had been hurt, carrying several injuries into past fights. He highlighted that Pereira kept saying yes to every matchup the UFC offered him, even when he was not fully healthy. Schwab stressed that fans have yet to see the best version of Pereira, since he has often been exhausted in the cage, and added that what has been shown so far is only a glimpse of his true potential.
One thing you got to take in consideration, when they fought last time, Alex was hurt, severely hurt. He had a lot of injuries. Remember, he's the guy who kept saying yes to UFC and kept fighting, even though he's injured. He was trying to maximize his time as the champ, so he kept fighting. So I don't believe we got the best version of Alex we've seen, or even the version that we have seen where he's successful. We got a watered down version of that. So I do think Alex has the tools to pull this off. And for the sport and for the longevity of the UFC and for this new Paramount deal, you want Alex to win.
In addition, Brendan stated that the rematch will showcase a very different version of Alex Pereira, with the benefit of tape study from the first fight giving him valuable adjustments to make. Despite the lingering injuries, Schwab believes Pereira can take plenty from that experience and voiced his support for him, expressing hope that Pereira secures the win in the rematch.
I do think we see a very different fight from Alex, being healthy, having the tape study of the first fight. Even though he's injured, he can take a lot from that. I hope he wins. I hope Alex wins.
Yeah, he's always fun to watch. So.
Yeah, he's the best.
Additionally, Michael Bisping stated that Alex Pereira is fired up because he takes fighting extremely seriously and takes great pride in it. He explained that Pereira was disappointed with the lackluster nature of his defeat in the first fight and now has to watch Magomed Ankalaev walk around with the belt that once belonged to him.
I think Pereira takes his fighting very, very seriously, and of course it's something that he's immensely proud of. And last time he got beat, and not only did he get beat, he got beat in a lackluster fashion. His belt was taken from him, and he sees that Ankalaev is walking around as the better guy, as the champion who's taking everything I've worked. So he's pissed off, and this is a little bit personal. And Ankalaev is a stoic guy, and he doesn't seem intimidated one little bit, and that's kind of probably getting to Pereira just a little bit. The reality is, all of this builds up to a tremendous fight this week, and I can't wait for this one because, as I say, they have answered a lot of questions about one another. Ankalaev does know he can take his shots, and Pereira knows that he's got to be busier. If Pereira's going to win this fight, he's got to go.
However, Teddy Atlas stated that Magomed Ankalaev defeated Alex Pereira by taking away his secret weapon, shutting down the very best part of his game. He explained that many people may not have fully understood what happened, but Ankalaev had figured out the right blueprint and the right approach, which was neutralizing Pereira's counterpunching ability.
The way he did it, he took away his secret weapon. He took away his, really, he took away his best thing. And a lot of people, I don't know if they understood. He figured out the right blueprint, the right way to go about it, the right approach. And what he took away, I know you can talk about his leg kick, his lead leg kick. That's the first thing. Ankalaev better make sure his legs are ready.
At the same time, Atlas warned that Ankalaev needs to make sure his legs are ready this time, as Pereira had nearly broken them in the first fight.
He took away Pereira's counterpunching ability. Yeah, he's got a great left hook. Yeah, he's got great legs. Yeah, he's got power, natural power. You know, he was a kickboxer. But he took away his number one item, the counter left hook, where he gets you to reach, make a mistake, get over anxious, get over your skis a little bit where your head gets in front of your legs. And then he puts the lights out.
Similarly, Luke Thomas stated that he is open to the possibility of the rematch looking entirely different.
He doesn't have to, you know, think about his energy output so carefully. And his hand is obviously in a place where he can deliver punishment. It's a different fight. The one thing I will say though, BC, is, and we'll talk about this on Friday, that, you know, when you look at his takedown defense in that fight, like, okay, I mean, it basically did the job of stopping takedowns more, so that's great, but it looked he just looked so frightened in those things. I mean, he was able to get them, but like you could tell he was fighting it, and you want to fight him aggressively, but he was fighting it in such a almost like a safely, neurotically defensive kind of way.
He explained that if Pereira can move freely, he will not have to worry as much about conserving his energy, and with his hands in position, he will be able to deliver serious punishment.
Às vezes pouco frustrante porque nem tudo está no nosso controle. Claro que eu não estava no meu melhor momento ali, mas eu olho para aquela luta, né, nas condições que eu estava e fazer uma luta igual, né? Então eu acho que eu ganho força aí, né? Hoje, pô, tô muito bem, fiz uma preparação muito boa. Então acho que isso é onde trabalha a minha mente para deixar ela mais forte.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating to watch that. You know, but I have watched it back, and I think that I've gained a lot of strength. I'm in a much better position right now. I've prepared myself much better, so it's good to be able to go back and do it again.
Echoing that, Alex Pereira admitted that rewatching the first fight for adjustments had been a little frustrating, but after studying it, he feels he has gained a great deal of strength and is now in a much better position. He emphasized that his preparation this time has been far stronger and expressed his excitement for the chance to right his wrongs in the rematch. Moreover, Alex gave fans a glimpse into his preparation during the open media workout day, appearing fully dialed in and ready. During that session, he was seen grappling with his coaches and training partners while unleashing heavy shots in the mitts, showcasing his speed, power, and overall sharpness ahead of the rematch.
I mean, they have been saying that, but I just don't know how much of a difference it is going to make, because you also have to take into account that for even Ankalaev fought him during Ramadan, so you also have to expect that maybe he wasn't even at 100%. Now, if you watch Ankalaev and Alexander Rakic, he was faster on his feet than he was against Pereira. So I'm expecting him to actually come out and move a little bit better.
Building on that, Din Thomas addressed claims that the rematch will look completely different, but admitted he's not sure how much of a difference it will actually make. He noted that while Alex Pereira may not have been at his best in the first meeting, Magomed Ankalaev was also competing during Ramadan, meaning he may not have been at full strength either. Furthermore, Thomas said he expects Ankalaev to move a little better this time and lean even more on his wrestling. He predicted that while the fight may play out differently, he still expects Ankalaev to come away with the victory.
And then probably even wrestle a little bit more and offer a little bit more. I am expecting Ankalaev to win this fight. I expect him to win this fight. I do think it'll be a different fight, but I do expect him to still pull out the victory.
Building on that, Michael Bisping stated that Magomed Ankalaev never really got going in the first fight, pointing out that he did not take risks or bite down on his mouthpiece to go to war.
I think it's quite clearly a yes. I mean, when you look at Alex Pereira and the career that he's had, and to be honest, everything that he's done for the sport, stepping up on short notice, defending the belt in the amount of times that he did in the short frame of time that it was.
Moreover, Bisping added that if Alex Pereira fails to beat Ankalaev in the rematch, it would be a massive blow to the former champ.
He didn't take any chances. He didn't bite down on his mouthpiece and really go to war. It was kind of a nothing fight, and maybe that's because of the schedule that I just talked about. Because if he doesn't beat Magomed Ankalaev, I'm not saying that his title aspirations or talks are done, but it's a massive blow to the former champion.
Yet despite that warning, Michael stated that Alex Pereira is not fighting under pressure because he has already achieved everything a fighter sets out to accomplish. He explained that when someone chooses their career, the goals are financial freedom and leaving a mark on the sport, and Pereira has already done both.
He's not under pressure because Alex Pereira's achieved everything that somebody wants to achieve when they become a fighter. When they decide, I'm going to do this for a living, They want to become a champion. They want to secure financial freedom. And maybe to a lesser extent, you know, you want to be remembered. You want to leave your mark on the sport. Pereira's done all of those things, okay? He's been wildly successful. He's made millions and millions of dollars. As Nick said, he will be in the Hall of Fame for sure, and he's done it in record time.
Adding to that, Bisping explained that while there is no pressure in that sense, the drive now comes from ego and from proving something to himself, which is what truly fuels fighters.
So there's no pressure like that. But in terms of the ego side of things, in terms of proving to himself, because that's what we as fighters really want to prove. Yes, all well and good, media, fans, all well and good. You want to look that man in the eye and say, I can beat you in a fight. Simple as that. And he's under pressure in that regard. Because if he doesn't get that job done on Saturday night, then I don't think he's going to get a third one anytime soon.
From a technical standpoint, Dan Hardy pointed out that Alex carries much of his weight on the front leg while keeping the back leg primed, which leaves him constantly halfway into a power punch and allows him to score knockouts at short range. He added that Pereira is at his best when moving forward and emphasized that in the rematch, he needs to defend takedowns offensively, build strong frames, stay on the front foot, use his knees to the body, and push to finish the fight.
But he's better when he's moving forward. If you make him step onto his back foot, it's not as loaded quite as dangerously as it would be if he was being the bully. So I think he needs to take the front foot. He needs to offensively defend takedowns, build frames, stay on the front foot, utilize his knees to the body, and really try and get him out of there. You know, the scariest version of Alex Pereira is the one that gets in there to try and murder you. And he didn't look like that against Ankalaev the last time. And I think if he can get that back, which I certainly think he has this time, it's a different version.
Meanwhile, Lucas Tracy predicted that Pereira will likely try to press forward in the rematch, but cautioned that this strategy could work against him. He pointed out that Pereira risks being clipped by Ankalaev's counters or dragged into defending takedowns. These scenarios could cause the fight to fold similarly to their first fight. Tracy ultimately predicted a Magomed Ankalaev victory by a unanimous decision on the scorecards.
Then he's going to get stung, or Magomed's going to shoot a takedown, and then it's going to slowly but surely turn into what we saw in the last fight. It's going to be very similar. So I am going to pick Magomed Ankalaev by a 49-46 decision. I think there are going to be competitive rounds. I think Pereira's going to do his thing. But I just think Magomed wins at least a round or two with some kind of grappling exchange. And I do think Magomed, being the younger fighter, there's more room for improvement. He's going to have a lot of confidence knowing that he's outstruck Alex Pereira because, sure, he was confident going into that first fight, but you're also questioning yourself. You're also going to have those doubts, right? Now he's actually done it.
And all in all, with fight week in full swing, the stage is set for a high-stakes rematch that has the MMA world split right down the middle. From legends backing Pereira's power to analysts highlighting Ankalaev's blueprint, the predictions reflect just how unpredictable this clash really is. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video with more exciting updates.